Yeah, Ron here. I wanted to make a real quick video about what happened at the Capitol today, for in case anyone needed a refresher or wasn't aware of everything that had happened. So, earlier today, a bunch of fascist terrorists, attempted to have a coup at the nation's capital in D.C. They stormed and eventually broke down the doors of Congress. They went to the Senate chambers, and there were shots fired in the Senate chambers. Um, there are indications that they might have made off with hard drives of senators and congresspeople. Um, Almost certainly Nancy Pelosi's. There were a bunch of people in Nancy Pelosi's office. We know that because of documentation. People outed themselves, more or less. Oh, look, I'm in Nancy Pelosi's office. Here's her PC. Shit like that. And, well, as of now, when my computer stopped working, um, there were helicopters descending on DC. So the important thing to understand is that Congress is safe. And when I say Congress, I don't mean the building. Anything that these fascist terrorists might have destroyed can be replaced. It can be rebuilt. If they burned the entire building to the ground, then the entire building could be put back up. The country, our nation, is not a nation of bricks and mortar. It is a nation of laws, and it is a nation of people. As long as we have those laws, and we have the people who orchestrate those laws, then we still have a country. It's also worth noting that throughout the day, Trump egged these people on, constantly, frequently. I just looked on Twitter, and he had made a post about how, oh, people should have expected this to happen. It's also, it has been confirmed that there have been people injured. There are at least 2 people seriously injured, both of them with the fascists. It's very difficult for me to be sympathetic to the fascist terrorists that try to do a coup, but there were injuries there. And both the FBI and local police are working on taking back the Capitol from the fascist terrorists. Something you may have seen is that the news refuses to call these people either fascists or terrorists, at least in the moment. That is because they could be held legally liable. I believe, that is my understanding. They're erring on the side of caution. And it's shitty. It's really shitty, but again, we are a nation of laws. And, like, I'm gonna out myself here. I do genuinely believe that the Constitution is good. Not necessarily as it was written. Like, it had 10 amendments to fix really basic shit. But as a framework that can change and adapt with the times, it is excellent. It is a model. A good model. Maybe not perfect, there are problems, but we've ironed out a lot of those problems. And these fascists, their goal when they came in, there were some of them that wanted to go in and storm the building, take hostages, kill Democratic officials. We know that because they were talking about it in different websites. People have documented this, again, and put it on different websites. But the broader goal of the group, the reason that they did this today, was because today was the day that Joe Biden would have been confirmed as to have won the nomination for the President of the United States. And I say that because I want to emphasize that what happened at the Capitol today was not some masterstroke of genius, was not some... there is not going to be an upcoming war. There is not going to be a major full-scale conflict between real Americans and everyone else. What we saw today was the last desperate flailing of a group of fascists desperate to maintain power. And they failed. And they failed because fascists are very bad at organizing. They pushed the confirmation of the president back a few hours. That's their victory. That's what they get. And a bunch of photos that show them with their mask all the way off and their asses all the way out for all the world to see. This isn't a win for them. This isn't a win for them because now there is no way anyone will be willing to work with them. Any law enforcement that says, "Oh, we don't need to take these people seriously," they're going to have this shit thrown in their faces. They took over the Capitol, you dumb fuck. And in that sense, it's a win for us. Because now people will finally, maybe take the fascists seriously. We also have documentation, video documentation, of the Capitol Police cooperating with these fascist terrorists, which is unsettling in and of itself. But because we have documentation of it, we can show, yeah, some of those who are enforcers are the same that burn crosses. And I know that there are people who are scared. And it's reasonable to be scared. This is the fascists going around firing off their pop guns, telling everyone to be scared. But as someone who is very familiar with politics, this is not something that we need to... This is going to be okay. There might be fighting at the Capitol. I doubt that. But it's going to be okay. I promise. Alright?